Hello and welcome to another professional development training session. This time we'll examine the Moodle assignment tool. This critical tool allows us to capture, grade, and archive our students' work in our online and on-ground classes. In this session we will look at how to embed assignments, the important options within the assignment tool, and how to grade and comment on assignments. Please note that we are using Moodle 2.4 in our discussion. Versions of Moodle prior to 2.3 have a different assignments interface. Of course, the first thing we have to do to add something to our course is to turn editing on. We'll click the button and then choose Add an Activity. Once again, course items that are gradable are always activities. We select Assignment and we end up at the assignment page. There are two required items, indicated by the red font and asterisks, the assignment name and description. While older versions of Moodle had multiple items that we could select as assignments, the newer version simply has one page. However, we can assign anything we want within that page. The options we make will determine the type of assignment. We'll cover each of these options as they come up on this page. Let's start by putting in the name for our assignment. Now we have to provide a description of our assignment. The depth of the description is up to us. We may not need to write dates into our description block if we set the availability dates below. Open and closing dates will be reflected under the assignment description. If we want our description available on the course page, we click the box. In the Assignments setting block, we have 3 dates to contend with. If we do not wish to limit our students' ability to submit their assignment in any way, simply unclick the Enable box for all 3 dates. The Allow Submissions From option sets the day and time when students can begin to submit their work. If the Enable box is not checked, students can submit whenever they feel like it. The Due Date is the date when the assignment should be turned in. However, while entering this date can put it in the course calendar, unless the cutoff date is enabled, students can continue to submit work after the due date. The system will indicate that the work is late, but it will still be accepted and available for grading. Enabling the cutoff date will prevent students from submitting work after that date and time. The Always Show Description option defaults to Yes. If you choose No, the assignment description will not be available until the Allow Submissions date. The Require Students Click Submit button defaults to No. This means that students can keep resubmitting their work while the assignment is still open. Choosing Yes will allow students to submit drafts of their work and then indicate when their work is ready for grading by clicking on a button to submit their final version. The Require that students accept the submission statement option, default is No, requires that students click on a system-wide message regarding the assignment. The default message is, "This assignment is my own work, except where I have acknowledged the use of the works of other people." But this can be changed by the system administrator. The Notify Graders About Submissions option allows you, the instructor, to receive system email notices when students turn in work late, early, or on time. It's configurable. Selecting No will keep the system from sending you status emails on individual student assignments. The Notify Graders About Late Submissions is disabled if you have enabled the cutoff date. If you have not enabled the cutoff date, you can receive emails when students turn in late work. This too is configurable. The Students Submit in Groups option can be used when assigning group work. The submission will be shared among identified group members, and all members of that group will be able to see each other's changes in the submission. We will discuss this option more in a future lesson on the use of groups in Moodle. Continuing with the group assignment, if the option Require All Group Members Submit is selected, then all members of the group must manually click on the Submit button before the work is considered to be submitted. If not chosen, whenever any single member of the group clicks on the Submit button, the work is considered submitted. This option will be disabled if you have not selected that students will be submitting in groups. The final group setting is to select the group by which the assignment splits the class. You can select a given set of groups, or, if not set, the default course-wide groups will be used. As with the previous option, if the Submit in Groups option is not selected, this option will be unavailable. If there is any concern over the potential for favoritism in grading, for instance if a TA or someone else is grading, the Blind Marking option can be selected. This will hide identifying information regarding the student while still allowing the work to be graded. Settings in this instance are locked once a student has submitted work or a grade has been made. The default setting on this option is No. Moving to the Submission Settings block, there are 5 optional settings. The first is whether we wish the assignment to be submitted as online text, utilizing a standard text box. This first option can be used in conjunction with the second regarding file submissions. Choosing No Yes means that students cannot comment online and must submit a file. Choosing Yes Yes means students will submit a file, but can also add comments on the assignment in an online text box, such as a meta-learning statement regarding what was learned due to having to accomplish this assignment. Choosing No is not viable, as there would be nothing for the students to submit. You may only wish to allow students to upload a single file, or you may wish multiple files, such as a spreadsheet in Excel and a Word document that explains the meaning behind the numbers, or the initial draft, final draft, and ultimate submission. You can choose the number of files students can upload for the assignment using the pull-down. You can also limit the size of the submission with the pull-down block that follows. Note that the course upload limit is set by the system administrator based on system limitations and cannot be changed by a teacher. Be cautious when requiring students to upload large files, such as PowerPoint presentations. The Submission Comments option, which defaults to No, allows students to make comments regarding the files they submit. These can be simple statements such as, "This file is my draft and this other file is my final," to something as inane as, "Hi Prof, I hope you like it." In the Feedback Settings block, there are 3 options regarding how you can provide feedback to your students on the assignment. The Feedback Comments creates a text box that allows you to make comments online regarding the student's assignment. The Feedback Files allows you to download student work, annotate it, and resave it online. The Offline Grading Worksheet allows you to download and upload a worksheet with student grades once you have completed marking all of the assignments. The default setting on all 3 is No. The Grade block also has 3 options. First is the maximum number of points available for the assignment, from 0 to 100 in whole numbers. The No Grade option can be used when the assignment is for students to turn in drafts of their work for teacher review without any point value assigned. Outcomes can also be used as a form of grading. There are 3 optional methods for grading. First, simple direct grading. Second, the use of a marking guide, helpful for TAs. And third, a rubric, which has already been covered in an earlier lesson. Finally, there is a grade category if you choose to use categories in your gradebook. The default is uncategorized. In the Common Module settings, you can set a group mode for this assignment, as opposed to the default group mode for the class itself. No groups, separate groups, and visible groups, where everyone is in their own group but they can see the work of others. The visibility of the assignment can be turned off or on, like the eye icon in the front page. And if desired, you can provide an ID number for this assignment. This ID number appears in the gradebook. There is also an advanced setting for grouping, which allows you to set the groups for that assignment. This is disabled if the group mode is no groups. Now we can save and display. If we chose rubric or marking guide as our method, an intermediate page will pop up asking us to create or select the proper grading tool. Since we don't want to go through all that right now, we will go back and edit our assignment to simple grading. If we click on the assignment itself, the assignment status page becomes visible, showing us how many people have submitted and how many have been graded thus far, along with the due date and the time remaining that the assignment is still open. We can click on View Grade All Submissions to see the work. Before we do that, however, let's shift gears and see how this process looks as a student attempts to submit work. Here we are signed in as a student. Simply changing roles won't show everything to a teacher. So let's walk through the submission of Essay on Cat videos. First, we must click on the assignment link. Then we enter the online text of our student submission, save changes. Note that this shows the submission status as draft because the Submit button and standard submission statement options have been selected. Then we can add a comment along with our submission if we wish. And finally, we have to click the Submit Assignment, and on the page that appears, accept the standard statement by clicking on the box and clicking Continue. Now we see the new updated status on our page. Logging out and signing back in as an instructor, we click on the Assignments link to get the Assignments page, select the student's work to grade it, and click on the gray pencil to enter the grading page. We can read the online text, grade it, and both read and comment to the student's comments. Then save and return to the grade page. For grading actions, we can choose Download All Submissions, and immediately we get a zip file of all the students' work. If we wish, we can use the pull-down to go to the Grader report, and from there, use the pull-down to export the gradebook as an Excel file. We can grade the work offline, enter the grades in the Excel file, and then import it back into the online gradebook to update it. Of course, depending on your assignment, you may find it much easier just to grade and comment online as you go. That's it. You've seen everything from creating an assignment to grading one. We hope that you found it helpful. Please start digitizing both your on-ground and online assignments so that we can keep a record of student work. Best of luck, and as always, please feel free to call us if you have any questions or concerns. Don't forget to take your quiz to get credit for this training. If you missed any training sessions, please sign into our employee-facing Moodle page to catch up. We look forward to seeing you in our next session.